Well, once again, good afternoon. I It's been busy. I'm trying to get adjusted to seminary life, so my schedule's all messed up. Very structured, but it's hard to find gaps in the day. Maybe I need to get up earlier, like 4:30 or something, but I don't feel like doing that yet. Anyway, good afternoon, but welcome to Morning Gospel Fuel with Mr. G. It is Friday, August 28th, the feast day of Saint Augustine. He's a doctor, philosopher, and bishop of the church. Had a major conversion, who had a very lustful past, whose feast day, his mother's feast day, Saint Monica, was yesterday, which I kind of talked about. But amongst many other things, a unique uh, topic of which he is the patron saint of is brewers. So if you're brewing your own beer, I think that's what they mean in context, is you know, maybe you should intercede to St. Augustine. So, with that being said, today's gospel is from Matthew chapter 25, verses 1 through 13. Let's begin in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish and 5 were wise. The foolish ones, when taking their lamps, brought no oil with them, but the wise brought flasks of oil with their lamps. Since the bridegroom was long delayed, they all became drowsy and fell asleep. At midnight there was a cry, "Behold, the bridegroom, come out to meet him." Then all those virgins got up and trimmed their lamps. The foolish ones said to the wise, "Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out." But the wise ones replied, "No, for there may not be enough for us and you. Go instead to the merchants and buy some for yourselves." While they went off to buy it, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went into the wedding feast with him. Then the door was locked. Afterwards the other virgins came and said, "Lord, Lord, open the door for us." But he said in reply, "Amen, I say to you, I do not know you. Therefore stay awake, for you know neither the day nor the hour." Okay, so once again we're talking about, being prepared for death. Making sure that we do the preparation so that whenever we meet our Maker, when we knock on the pearly gates of heaven, and St. Peter is there, whether or not we are accepted in or denied. And we don't want Jesus to be like, like he said at the very end, whenever we want the Lord, it says, "Lord, Lord, open the door for us." But Jesus said in reply, "Amen, I say to you, I do not know you." How devastating would that be? If you're knocking on heaven's door, you want Jesus to let you in for eternal peace within the gates of heaven, and he says, "Nope, you're out. You are out," and that would suck. Just being honest. So within this parable of the 10 virgins, we're talking about there's 5 that were prepared and had plenty of oil to light their lamp throughout the whole trip, while 5 were not. We got the wise and we got the foolish. And at Mass today, the pastor in his homily talked about whenever we are at rest, whenever we sleep, if we have a wise sleep or if we have a foolish sleep. If we're sleep of laziness and exhausted, or a sleep of peace and preparedness throughout our day. So anyway, what I gathered from this today is, the constant struggle of showing mercy and love to somebody and trying to have that balance of also holding them accountable to grow and develop and to learn from their mistakes. And I think a lot of us in today's culture and society are not allowing, primarily our children, but it's even getting up to adults, where we don't allow people to make mistakes. The infamous helicopter parents, or nowadays bulldozer parents, who don't let their kids quote unquote fail or make mistakes or not be prepared. Like where maybe a student or an athlete will forget their soccer cleats for practice or something, and they get there and they forget, and then they call their mom or their dad to bring their cleats back, because if they don't have their cleats, they're going to have to run like X amount of sprints or something. And what do? Their parents bail them out. Or a teacher, whenever I was a high school math teacher, teachers might bail them out, which I rarely ever did. So you always have that battle of showing mercy and compassion and love, while also being firm, so that people can can learn and grow from their mistakes. It reminds me of a scene in Remember the Titans, whenever Coach Boone and Coach Yost are having their conversation in the hallway, and Coach Yost is kind of babying them. He's coddling them. He's coddling these football players, and Coach Boone's like, "You're crippling them. You're patronizing them by not letting them grow and be challenged, and things just aren't perfect for them." And then, of course, we saw the outcome of that movie. If you haven't, I would recommend watching Remember the Titans. Not only for that aspect, but then also the racial, social justice of America. But that's what I gather from today. Because these people, these five unprepared, the foolish virgins sought out help from the wise virgins, and the wise virgins said, "No, we did our work. We're prepared." And that's the challenge for us to have for other people. Don't be ashamed to hold people accountable for their lack of organization and preparation, because that's their fault, not yours. All right, because we don't want to because whenever it comes to heaven, you can't blame it on other people. It's all us, and we got to have that opportunity to grow. So that's the challenge for today. God bless. Keep it real. Have a great weekend. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.